Jamal Musiala is a name that echoes through the football world, a prodigious talent whose rise to stardom seems almost destined. Born on February 26, 2003, in Stuttgart, Germany, to a British-Nigerian father and a German mother, his mixed heritage would become a significant influence on his life and footballing career. Jamal's story is one of remarkable maturity, focus, and a deep love for the game. But how did a quiet, humble boy from the southwest of Germany become one of the most exciting prospects in world football? Musiala's love affair with football began almost as soon as he could walk. His family moved to Fulda, a town near Frankfurt, when he was 7 years old. By then, football had already taken a central place in young Jamal's life. Whether it was kicking a ball in the living room, on the streets, or at the local park, Jamal was always honing his skills. His mother noticed his insatiable passion early on, and instead of fighting it, she nurtured it. It didn't take long for local scouts to notice him. By the age of 8, Musiala was already playing for TSV Lenners, a small club in Fulda. His talent was impossible to ignore. He was light years ahead of kids his age. In one of his very first games, he scored 10 goals in a single match. But the real turning point came when his family decided to move to England for his mother's education. Little did they know, this would open doors that would change Jamal's life forever. Upon arriving in England, Musiala joined the prestigious Southampton Youth Academy. He was only 7 at the time, but even at that tender age, his potential was clear to see. Southampton, famous for producing stars like Gareth Bale and Theo Walcott, seemed like the perfect place to nurture his raw talent. However, it wasn't long before Chelsea came knocking on the door, and at the age of 8, Musiala made the switch to one of England's biggest clubs. At Chelsea, Musiala was thrown into one of the most competitive youth systems in world football. But instead of shrinking under the pressure, he thrived. He was a standout performer in every age group, dazzling coaches with his dribbling, vision, and maturity beyond his years. By the time he was 13, he was already playing in the U18s, a clear indication of just how highly Chelsea rated him. His performances began to draw attention not just from the Chelsea faithful, but from youth national teams as well. One of the most fascinating aspects of Musiala's early career was the tug-of-war between two footballing powerhouses, Germany and England. Musiala was eligible to play for both countries, and he represented both at the youth level. For Germany, it was a chance to reclaim one of their own. For England, it was an opportunity to secure a future star. At the time, Musiala seemed equally divided. He had spent much of his formative footballing years in England and felt a strong connection to the country. But Germany was home, and deep down his connection to his roots never faded. He played for both nations at youth levels, fueling speculation about which senior team he would eventually choose. This debate would follow him for years, and the decision was anything but easy. While at Chelsea, Musiala's talents continued to grow, but a return to Germany was calling. In 2019, at just 16, Musiala made the brave decision to leave Chelsea and return to Germany, signing with Bayern Munich. The decision was risky. Bayern was one of the biggest clubs in the world, with a first team stacked full of world-class talent. But for Musiala, it was an opportunity he couldn't pass up. Almost immediately, he made waves in Bayern's youth teams. He had the technical flair of an English player mixed with the discipline of German football. By 17, Musiala became Bayern's youngest ever debutant in the Bundesliga, surpassing even the legendary Franz Beckenbauer. His rapid rise was a reflection of his talent and a testament to his hard work. The 2020 to 2021 season was when the world truly stood up and took notice of Jamal Musiala. At 17, he wasn't just playing for Bayern Munich. He was starting matches in a team that had just won the Champions League. He became Bayern's youngest ever goal scorer in the Bundesliga, and his performances in the UEFA Champions League were nothing short of sensational. Under the guidance of Hansi Flick and later Julian Nagelsmann, Musiala's role in the team grew. He was no longer just a promising youngster. He was a key player in one of Europe's best teams. His dribbling, close control, and intelligence on the ball made him an invaluable asset. Musiala wasn't afraid to take on defenders, often gliding past them with ease. His performances earned comparisons to greats like Thomas Müller and even Lionel Messi, players who could change the game with a single moment of brilliance. In February 2021, Musiala made a decision that would shape the rest of his career. He chose to represent Germany at the senior level. The announcement sent shockwaves through English football, as they had lost one of the brightest talents in world football. But for Musiala, the decision was a personal one. He felt a deep connection to Germany, and with the country undergoing a footballing renaissance, he believed he could play a key role in its future. Not long after his decision, Musiala made his debut for the German national team in March 2021, becoming the youngest player to represent Germany since Uwe Seeler in 1954. He was a key part of Germany's squad for the UEFA Euro 2020 and later the 2022 FIFA World Cup, proving his ability on the global stage. Today, Jamal Musiala stands as one of the most exciting young talents in football. At 21 years old, he has already achieved what many players can only dream of, playing for a global powerhouse like Bayern Munich, representing his national team on the world's biggest stage, and gaining the admiration of football fans and experts worldwide. Musiala's story is far from over. His journey has just begun, and the sky is the limit. With his unique blend of skill, intelligence, and humility, he has the potential to become a footballing icon. Whether it's his breathtaking dribbling, his visionary passing, or his ice-cold composure in front of goal, Musiala is a player who can change the course of a game in an instant. But more than anything, it's his love for the game that shines through. For Jamal Musiala, football is not just a career, it's his passion, his life, and the very thing that drives him every day. As we watch him continue to develop, one thing is certain: Jamal Musiala is destined for greatness, and we are all fortunate to witness his journey unfold.